Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pop the hood on a local business's marketing. We're going to deconstruct their entire pitch, using nothing but their own words to really see what makes it work. So let's start here. Picture it. You're stuck, car's not moving, and you need help like right now. You pull out your phone. In that moment of stress, what kind of message actually cuts through the noise and makes you trust one company over another? Let's dig in and see how one company tries to do just that.
All right, so first up, let's meet the company we're looking at, Elite 24/7 Towing. We're going to start with the who, how they present themselves, their whole identity.
The very first thing they want you to know, they've been around. They mention being in business since 2009. Right away, that tells you this isn't some fly-by-night operation. It's a signal of stability, of experience.
And next, they get really specific about their identity. By calling themselves family-owned, they're tapping into some powerful ideas like community, trust, and personal care. And it works. We tend to think a family has their name on the line, which feels a lot more accountable than some huge faceless corporation.
And they're not subtle about it. They spell it right out. This quote is basically their entire value proposition in one sentence. They're positioning themselves not just as a business in the community, but as a trusted part of the community. Okay, so we've got a handle on who they are, but what do they actually do? Well, as you're about to see, it's a whole lot more than just towing. And this table here lays it out perfectly. They really have three distinct pillars to their business. You've got your standard emergency towing, of course. Then there's the everyday roadside help, jump starts, flat tires. And then there's a totally different service, car removal. They'll actually buy your old junk car. It's a smart way to diversify and bring in different types of customers. Now, for any emergency service, there are really only two questions that matter most. Where can you get to, and when can you get here? Let's see how they answer those. So the when is crystal clear. No confusion. It's literally in their name, Elite 24/7 Towing, and they hammer that point home. If you're in a jam, that's probably the most reassuring thing you could possibly read. And here's the where. They define their turf so clearly. By listing out these western suburbs of Melbourne, they're instantly letting you know if you're in their zone. There's no guesswork. If you're there, they've got you covered. Super direct, super efficient. Okay, this brings us to the absolute heart of it. We know who they are, what they do, where, and when. But the big question is, why should you pick them? This is where they really start building their case for your trust. Boom, their first big promise. It's a direct answer to a stranded driver's number one question. How long am I going to be stuck here? By putting a hard number on it, 30 minutes or less, they're making a claim that is bold, specific, and incredibly appealing. And what's the second biggest fear when you're in a vulnerable spot? Getting ripped off, right? This promise of zero hidden fees tackles that anxiety head on. It's all about signaling transparency and fairness, which is a huge trust builder. And then there's the safety net. This is the ultimate checkbox for legitimacy. Fully insured just tells a customer that everything's above board, that there are professional standards, and that their car is in safe hands. It's just basic reassurance. Now, this is where it gets really clever. Up to this point, they've been doing all the talking. Here, they step back and let a real customer speak for them. This is classic social proof. It's a powerful way of saying, hey, don't just take our word for it. And what a perfect review to showcase. It reinforces their claims about being friendly and fair. And just to drive that point home, they hit you with this visual. It's a simple graphic that just screams, people love us. Now sure, it's based on a small sample of 5 reviews, but that big, bold, 100% excellent donut chart, that has an immediate impact. So let's pull all of these pieces together and zoom out a bit. When you look at the whole thing, you see it's not just a random collection of claims. A really clear and effective blueprint starts to emerge. And here it is. It really boils down to this classic 4-step pitch. Step 1, they hook you with a problem you can relate to. Step 2, they present themselves as the perfect solution. Step 3, they build your trust with promises and proof. And step 4, they make it incredibly easy for you to take action. It's a simple formula because, honestly, it just works. So after breaking all of this down, it leaves us with one big question to think about. When it comes to a local service like this, what is it that truly makes their message feel reliable to you? Is it the promise of speed, the fact that they're family-owned, or is it seeing a good review from a total stranger? What's the secret ingredient that really seals the deal?